giving yourself a break mentally gives your mind rest. Like some people don't even stop thinking when they go to sleep because it's constantly. That's me sometimes too. And the thing about that is if you don't give yourself time to stop, you're going to drive yourself crazy first and foremost. You're going to hit that point of exhaustion. And then the thing is, if you don't take that time, your body starts to have physical responses. That's when you start to notice anxiety in your body. That's when you start to maybe feel chest pain, tightness in your chest. You may start to feel stomach pain. You know, if you don't take care of your mind, your body will start to respond in ways that are not healthy.
What's going on, fam? This is your boy, K Noel. I think we on episode 27 now. So the goal is 30. So I'm gonna tell y'all that now. So that'll leave with 45 episodes between season 1 and season 2. But speaking of season 1 and season 2, I was just telling her, she was on season 1 and she's back again for season 2. So I enjoyed the first conversation from season 1. So I said, man, we might as well just go ahead and bring it back. So this is my friend, my sister, Tree the LPC. What's going on?
Nothing much. Really excited that you invited me back. I already told you, open invitation whenever you need someone on. I'm definitely always down for the cause. You know, I'm passionate about what I do mental health wise. So definitely it's been a long day. I feel like it was a long day the last time I did the show with you, but that's just the nature of what I do. So definitely looking forward to talking to you tonight and looking forward to get to it.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm gonna give you all a little backdrop because when her and I discussed her being on an episode for this season, at that time it was like mental health was showing as a big thing, and it still is. With Simone Biles stepping down in the Olympics due to mental health, and there was a few other people as well. So I reached out to her because I felt like this is a big thing, and people need to understand this. But you know, the precautions you can take, knowing the signs of when you're going through a breakdown, a mental health breakdown, and when you just really need to sit your butt down. Let's just keep it 100. So, first off, for those who don't know you, go ahead and tell a little bit about yourself.
All right, let's see where I want to start. So, my name is Sandtrice. I am a licensed professional counselor in the state of Georgia. I specialize in working with individuals with anxiety disorder, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, as well as individuals that are dealing with LGBT-related concerns or issues. Having problems integrating into mainstream heteronormative society. So I'm very passionate about what I do. I've been in the mental health field for about 16 years. Really passionate. I work for veterans on a full-time basis. And then I also run a small private practice called Unique Destiny, and also do YouTube videos, IG videos. I'm just really an all-around mental health advocate. Very passionate. And I think that about sums it up.
You didn't mention the shirts.
Oh, I forgot about the shirts. Yeah, so okay, so Unique Destiny Expressions. Thank you for reminding me of that because I totally forget that. But I also have a line of mental health t-shirts that deal with a lot of different therapy-related issues. Black therapists are essential. That's the most recent release that I have because I believe Black therapists are definitely essential to mental health, not just within the Black community, but I feel like we are the healers just of the earth in its totality. So I'm definitely passionate about that. So go check out uniquedestiny.org/shop if you want to check out the t-shirts. Definitely would love the business. But for the most part, I'm really just here to advocate about mental health and talk to you guys about what's going on and how you can recognize what's going on with your mental health and know when you need to get in front of it. So thanks, Ken. Totally forgot about that.
Well, I had to put that plug in there real quick. So
plug, that's not what I'm here for, but we do what we do.
All right, so this is my first question, because we were just talking about Simone Biles. That's how I introduced everything. So when that moment happened, what were your thoughts about her stepping down, her and others stepping down for the sake of mental health?
Saluting her. I actually did a video that same day or same night that it came out or whatever, about her stepping down. I was really actually happy to see her take that stand, because so often we're told work, don't care about what's going on with you. It doesn't matter if you're sick. It doesn't matter what's going on with you. You just need to make sure you show up for work. So for someone at her level to be able to take a stand and just say, you know what, my mental health is more important than these Olympic Games. Yes, I train. Yes, I work hard. But you know what? My wellness is more important than anything else. And I think that we really could all take a page out of her book. I know personally I can take a page out of her book, because I don't know where to stop sometimes. I push myself and I push myself. So I'm really grateful that it was on that scale, in terms of people really just being able to see, you know what, if she can do it, if she can call in to the Olympics, why can't I call in to my job? Why can't I take the time to take care of myself and not really have to care about what other people think about it? So I salute her. I salute everybody else that is out there preserving their peace and protecting their mental wellness.
Absolutely. I took some notes out of that moment myself.
Okay.
And I had a moment where I had to tell an employee where I commend them for that. For an approach that they had to take as it comes to their mental health.
Good.
And, because we don't talk about this, especially in the work field.
Right. Yeah. It's taboo a lot of times. Like, I work for an organization and we have wellness coordinators that work there for the organization, but we're not able to give our employees the type of wellness that they truly deserve. It's like everybody at my job thinks that wellness is a joke, because it's like, okay, are you going to give us a break? Are you going to give us some time off? And it's like, no, if it's not your annual leave or your sick leave and you don't have time accrued, you're just screwed. You can't take off. And, that just doesn't promote time for wellness.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. What could we say? What could we do or say to get employers to finally get to grips to understand mental health is important? And if you keep running these people to the ground, you ain't gonna have nobody.
I think that a lot of people are really starting to recognize that the way these jobs are, these people are handling these jobs right now with COVID and not really caring about going to work for these low wages right now. I think that, a lot of employees or employers are going to have to step their game up across the board. You have a lot of companies like Google, Spotify, different companies that do cater to their staff and do think about things such as wellness. But you have other companies that are not doing that, and they're going to see a lack of retention in their employees. Like, a lot of people are not putting up with that anymore, and I think it's great. So what I would say to employers is, if you recognize what's going on, if you see that your staff members are getting burned out, look into different options, like having compressed schedules where people can maybe work a 4-day work week instead of a 5-day work week, so that they're able to have additional time off to spend with family, recuperate. Like, I recently switched to a traditional work week after not working a 5-day work week for almost a decade. And when I first started going back to working those 5-day work weeks, it was tough. Like, it was like that Friday and Saturday, they have those memes going around with Dave Chappelle with the little, he got in more on weekend days. And I'm like, I started feeling that, like, literally, like, week 2. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I really can't. And, like, literally this week, I went to my supervisor and I was like, I can't do this anymore. anymore. I cannot do a 5-day week. We're going to have to come up with something. So that was something that I proposed. It was accepted. And so a couple of weeks from now, I'll be starting a compressed schedule myself because my body is just not built to work 5 days a week. And as you know, like other countries, they don't work the 5-day work week. They have different, options. They have what they call it holidays. Like they're able to go on a holiday and not have to worry about being at this job because they don't have enough PTO. So look at different options. Think about how you can make you can give your employees more incentive for wellness so that they are not so burned out that they're leaving your organization. So build a wellness team, get people on board that can really, really help you flesh out how you can retain your employees by catering to their wellness.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this. From the employee standpoint, they're at a point where it seems like everything is hitting them from every side in their life. Mm-hmm. And then they have to come to work and deal with this foolishness.
Right.
What can they do to find an escape from, the constant feeling like they're being beaten?
Quit. No, my answer is quit. But no, my thing is like really being able to set boundaries with yourself and really being able to look at employers that who have values that align with their values. Like that's something I talk with my clients a lot. Like, find companies that do value wellness. Find companies that are out there that are going to support you in your ability to take care of yourself. I know that some people work at jobs like factory jobs where it's on a point system. So you can't miss this many days or this many hours. Like, I know we need people to work in those type of jobs, and I'm not degrading or speaking down on anything like that. But I do think that there is a really, really gap. Like there's a big gap in how things like that are handled. So I would just say, if you recognize that your employer is not like attending to your wellness, you need to find ways to do that, whether it's, taking your weekends to actually relax, taking time off, when as needed. If you are in a situation where there's a medical reason or a mental health reason, applying for FMLA if it's necessary to give you wellness days. Most employers are mandated by federal law to be able to give you that. And there's so many hours, I think it's 480 hours a year that you're able to use FMLA if you have a qualifying condition. So these jobs are not going to take care of you. It is your job to take care of you. So find different ways. Make sure you're tending to yourself. You're looking at what you actually like to do to recharge. I talked the last time about meditation, just making sure you take care of you, setting aside time to do things that you enjoy doing so that you can replenish and recharge yourself.
Absolutely. I can say, being a supervisor myself, that there are different laws and stuff there to protect the employee.
Right.
But the fact that the employee doesn't know about it.
Right, that part.
And what they don't know is hurting them.
Yes. It really is. Like there are laws out there, and I know smaller companies may not have that, but if you have over a certain number of employees, you have those you have that federal law backing you. I think FMLA requires that you be at a job for 365 days in order to be able to qualify.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of things that you need to be researching. You need to be talking to HR. You need to be talking to people at your job to really see what benefits. And also another thing, EAP. That's another thing that you can also take advantage of as an employee. Most companies do offer some type of employee assistance, whether it's with wellness, childcare, but also counseling services. I'm always going to promote counseling services because that's what I do. That's a part of who I am. And so that's another thing your employer may be able to offer you. But just look into what really your job has there for you and make sure you utilize those things. Don't abuse them, obviously, but make sure you use what's there for you to take care of yourself and your family.
So let me switch gears for a moment.
Okay.
Let's talk about the business owners, those who because a lot of people now are starting their businesses and stuff.
Right.
And they don't have the benefits of being able to sit still for a minute or take that mental health, that mental break.
Yeah.
Or they feel like. What would you say to those who feel like, okay, I gotta keep going. I can't stop because I gotta be present for the people who need me?
What I would say is, if you can't stop working, you need to have a set schedule. Like most business owners, they're up before the sun is up, and they don't go to sleep until really, really, really late at night. They're always accessible to people, always have their phone on, always answering and tied to their email. If you're gonna put yourself in a position where you have to work every single day, Monday through Friday, or maybe Sunday through Saturday, whatever the case may be, if you're gonna put yourself in that position, set boundaries around your work hours. Like, do not start at 4 a.m. and stop at, 8, 9 p.m. Set business hours. Do not allow yourself to be overly accessible to people. Even if it is a business need, people can reach you if you set boundaries around what times you're available. I always say, make sure that you do build in some time for yourself in the midst of that, because the thing is, can you say, they don't have time, they can't take time off? There's a saying out there, I don't know who said it, but if you do not make the time to take care of your wellness, you will have to take the time to make the time to take care of your illness. And so the thing is, either you do it on the front end, or your body is gonna sit you down. So it's like you can go and go and go and go, but if you don't set boundaries, if you always allow yourself to be accessible to people, and you don't just set yourself on some type of routine schedule where you're getting enough sleep, you're eating properly, taking care of your nutrition, working out. If you're not doing those things, eventually, it don't matter if you have time. Your body is going to take the time, and you don't want to put yourself in that position. So stay in front of it, be consistent, set parameters around your time, and make sure you build in time for your wellness, even in your business.
Absolutely. I know for myself, I'm trying to work a full-time job, run a business, and be in school. I had to take some breaks for myself, and that's why you all had. At one point, I wasn't consistently able to push out a podcast consistently like I was before I started back school. So I get it, because I wasn't fit to get to the point where I was fit to be shut down, because then I was going to be shut down all the way across the board.
Right. Yeah. You got to make that time, just me. I work full time, and then I see clients. I literally saw 3 clients before I hopped on this call tonight after working an 8-hour day and have 6 hours of sleep last night. So I'm preaching to the choir tonight, but I say that because when I literally later tonight, I'm gonna crash, and I'm gonna get at least 8 to 9 hours of sleep before I get up in the morning to do it all over again. So know your limitations. And I'm glad that you knew your limitations and you were able to say, you know what, I love this podcast, but I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to do it because I won't be able to produce more if I don't take care of myself right now.
Yeah, and that's one of the key things I realized, that if I'm not 100%, I can't get nobody else 100%.
Right. That part.
So let's help them understand it even more. Why is having a mental break, why is that so important?
Because you just like sleep, that is our body's way of replenishing ourselves. It's a way of giving us rest and being able to restore cells, if you want to look at it from a biological standpoint. But giving yourself a break mentally gives your mind rest. Some people don't even stop thinking when they go to sleep because it's constantly. That's me sometimes too. And the thing about that is, if you don't give yourself time to stop, you're going to drive yourself crazy first and foremost. You're going to hit that point of exhaustion. And then the thing is, if you don't take that time, your body starts to have physical responses. That's when you start to notice anxiety in your body. That's when you start to maybe feel chest pain, tightness in your chest. You may start to feel stomach pain. if you don't take care of your mind, your body will start to respond in ways that are not healthy. Like when we talk about burnout, we talk about different things in terms of being able to recognize that when you start noticing, as soon as you get out of the bed in the morning, you're already thinking about, you know what, dang, I can't wait until I can go back to sleep tonight. I don't want to get out of bed to go do this. When you start to see those things and you start to have those physical symptoms, you know you pushed your body too far. And that's when it's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to take a mental health day. At that point, you may need a mental health week because your body needs the time to restore itself. And if it doesn't, you're going to get sick one way or another, whether it's physically and it's on one end of the spectrum, or whether it's small things like tightness in your chest, stomach, cramps, like all over your body. Like there's so many different ways that it can manifest, and you have to pay attention to your body.
So just asking for a friend. How do you stop your mind just from constantly racing and running, especially when you're trying to go to bed and, you know, all this kind of stuff?
Okay. Well, that's a great question. I just finally figured out how to do it for myself. I've always known how to teach people how to do it, which is through mindfulness meditations. Don't have any, promo with this or whatever, but I will give free promo to them because they're big enough and they don't need it. But the Calm app, that's one that I recently started using at night to help settle my brain. It's the meditation that I use called it's like drifting off to gratitude. And I literally use it to just put on my eye mask. I have Bluetooth headphones so that it kind of centers me in, and it takes my mind away from everything. Like another thing at night, other than the meditation, is just making sure you let go of the screens a certain period of night, like just turn them off or put them away so that you're not constantly on scrolling, whether it's social media or responding to emails at night. Set boundaries around your time and your bedtime routine so that you're able to just start winding down. One of the things I've been doing recently is, in conjunction with doing the sleep meditation, is just being able to focus on the things that I'm grateful for from the day before, and really just being able to give my attention and centering myself. I know you're a praying man, so that's also another way to kind of center yourself. Spiritual practices, being able to just find things to ground yourself and bring yourself back to the moment. And but there are a lot of different meditations out there. It doesn't have to be the Calm app. There's so many different ones out there, but I just recommend starting with the meditation piece and getting rid of the screen time at night. Usually at least 2 hours before bed is what I would say.
Okay. 2 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Does that include reading on my tablet?
Pull out a regular book.
Most of my books nowadays are on my tablet.
I'm just saying. So, but it's on a regular tablet, like the old school Kindle, where you just like.
Well, I have the old school Kindle, but I prefer my tablet. But I guess I can pull out that Kindle.
I mean, the thing is, your body, your mind is still stimulated. Like when you're listening to it or when you're reading the book, are you like, is your screen on bright or is it in sleep mode? Like there's so many things. The technology we have right now is created to help us, but we don't allow the technology to help us. Like your screen can start dimming at a certain period of night to help you start preparing for bed. Like color, tone, all of that can change, but it won't work if you don't set it.
Well, even my computer screen, it starts dimming at a certain time. So
yeah,
I absolutely do that. And even my Kindle background screen is black. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, it might work. I don't know. I would say try not having it for a while and then seeing if you see a difference. Because my thing was television and scrolling on my phone. And then I finally had to stop doing both of those things and just focusing on the meditation. And I've been sleeping really, really well. And I pray that continues. But yeah, I think the screens really mess with us at night.
Okay. And we got to talk about that Calm app too after we're done.
Okay.
I saw your post today and it made me think about some stuff. I got to remember to talk to you about that.
I swear by it right now because that's the first thing that has helped me sleep without medication in almost a decade. So I'm grateful and I will, I'm grateful for that app.
Okay, I got a few more questions because I'm gonna respect your time. So,
Gotcha.
For someone on the outside, seeing someone that's going through a mental breakdown, what kind of help can they offer?
That's a good question. So, if you see someone's going through something, the only thing you really can do realistically is just be there. Ask them how you can support them. There's no magic, do this, do that. There's really literally just being there and listening to them. When it comes to that, I think that's a problem a lot of people have, is they feel like it's their responsibility to fix other people. You can give them resources. You can say, hey, I think you may benefit from this, or I think you may benefit from that. But the main thing is just to say, what can I do to assist you? It seems like you're having a rough time. Do you need someone to listen to? Do you need, a referral for something? What do you actually need? Because if it gets to the point where you notice like someone is at risk of hurting themselves, others, obviously you want to get them some more intensive help. But if it's just they're hitting burnout, you just want to pull them to the side and have a conversation and be there and just let them know you love them, you want to support them. But there's not really anything you can do to fix it.
Okay. And this is my last question. What is one thing that you would say to anyone who is struggling with being in that place of mental breakdown, but they feel like they got to keep going, but they absolutely have no fuel left?
How are you going to drive a car with no gas?
Hey, some people do it. I've done it.
But it is going to eventually break down. And that's what I would say. You can't pour from an empty cup. So in order for you to be able to be the person that you want to be, in order for you to be able to help others, in order for you to be able to run a business or do anything, you have to start by taking care of yourself. It all goes back to that piece. So I guess to sum it up would be, you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to replenish yourself in order for you to be good to yourself or anyone else.
Absolutely. Before we end, where can people find you?
Let's see. They can find me on all social media platforms under @Tree, the LPC, TREE, THE, and also they can check out my website, uniquedestiny.org.
Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to her YouTube channel too. She didn't say that, but make sure you subscribe. So
okay, I mean. Yeah, do that. Subscribe to all of it. Follow me on IG, all social media platforms. I'm not great with this promo thing.
Wait, you give out a lot of helpful stuff. So
I appreciate that. Yeah, I got you.
I'm
here for it.
They need it.
I'm here for it. Self promotion. That's something I struggle with. So it's all good. I'm working through that with my therapist.
All right. Well, I just want to again thank you for taking the time out for conversating with me. This is another part of the Relentless Conversation series, actually. So, Tree, I appreciate you. I'm always there gonna rock with you. So, any last words?
No, I appreciate the love. I appreciate you bringing me back. Definitely. I'm always grateful to come and have the opportunity to talk about mental health, and definitely doing it with a friend is always awesome. So I really appreciate the love. Thank you for the support over the years. And I really just appreciate you for doing what you do. So you take care.
All right, for sure. And you all know the drill. Whatever time of the day it is you're listening or watching, y'all make sure, again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Whatever time of the day it is, you have a great day, a great morning, a great evening, and we are out.